So we had some earlier Winston Churchill quotes. So, as I had to think of a good Winston Churchill quote to go along with this evening. And Winston Churchill was quoted as saying, history will be kind to me because I intend to write it. But as I think about how that would apply tonight, it applies to our Air Force, and it applies to the Air Force Aid Society, because history will be kind to our Air Force. And history will be kind to the Air Force Aid Society, because we are writing it every day. And another program that Air Force Aid Society does is it helps our wounded warriors in a pretty significant way. Just this past year, about $175,000 to various programs. One of those programs is a program by which we give our returning wounded warriors a $500 comfort grant to help them with the expenses as they're trying to get back from the AOR back to the States here. It happens quickly, a lot of things happen, and they immediately award that, and it really does make a difference. And we have a true airman here that understands, as I believe all of our airmen here do, and families, understands what our core values are about, understands integrity, certainly understands excellence in all we do, and without question understands what service is all about and sacrifice. And that would be in Senior Airman Taylor Savage, actually Senior Airman Taylor Renfro, and her new husband, Nolan, is with us, Airman Nolan Renfro. But Taylor's here to tell us her story. And again, she is a remarkable young airman, one of courage, of perseverance. And if you need anybody to inspire you, just spend a little bit of time with Taylor. Taylor?
Good evening. Thank you for your kind words, Chief Cody and Nolan. Are you getting this? Because if Mom doesn't have a recording, she's going to be kind of angry. So I'll start off by telling you a few things about myself. I'm Senior Airman Taylor Renfro. I'm 23 years old. I have a sister and 2 brothers. I was recently married to Senior Airman Nolan Renfro. I'm an Air Force medic stationed out of Joint Base Charleston, South Carolina. That is who I was for the last 5 years. If someone would have told me a year and a half ago, when my journey to my first deployment began, that I'd be standing, or rather sitting in front of you all today, I would have been shocked. I like to think of myself as a very independent, professional woman. Little did I know my life can change in a matter of seconds. Oh, not done yet. I was deployed to Bagram, Afghanistan from November 2012 to June 2013. My mission was to work with the Army as their medic on convoy escort teams that traveled to various forward operating bases, retrograding or bringing supplies. On May 30th, 2013, 8 days after my 23rd birthday and 2 weeks before we were supposed to redeploy home, my medic MRAP was blown up with what I'm told was between 400 and 700 pound IED. We lost Sergeant Nunez that day. The gunner and I were critically injured. My injuries include a punctured lung, a TBI, 2 broken ribs, 7 compression fractures, 2 severely broken ankles, 6 fractures to my pelvis, and shrapnel to my face. The training I received prior to my deployment, and which I in turn provided to my convoy team, ultimately saved my life. That and my fellow Air Force medics who were attached to the convoy kets who were behind me and helped extract and stabilize me for air evacuation. On May 30th, 2013, this day changed my life as well as my family's life. When you're injured, it doesn't just affect you, it's like a rippling effect. It affects your whole entire family. My independence was gone. My family was given notice of my injuries and immediately got on a plane to await my arrival at Walter Reed. When I landed at Andrews Air Force Base, General Travis came on the plane I was on, and I was on a breathing tube and apparently trying to communicate with the nurses through sign language. General Travis translated for me as his sister is deaf. My mother still cries when she shares the story of how we met on the plane when she and my dad were unable to. When a soldier or airman is injured, like I said, it's a rippling effect on everyone around them. My family has been torn apart. My mom quit her job and has been with me for the last 10 months. She left my 2 youngest siblings with my dad to manage everything at home. I've had to learn to ask for help for the simplest of things. Being the independent person that I am, this has been a very trying time for me. The Air Force Aid Society was gracious enough to present my mother and my brother a $500 comfort grant at my ICU bedside. They deposited the funds into my account, which helped me purchase clothing for me as I had nothing but a couple donated t-shirts and shorts. For this, I am forever grateful. On September 16th, I married my husband, Nolan, just prior to his deployment to Kyrgyzstan. We had already learned that you need to prepare for the unexpected and not take a day for granted. We married in the morning, and that evening I spent my wedding night with my mother. And in our suite at Walter Reed. I think not quite the wedding night I had envisioned, but we'll celebrate later having a Christian ceremony in our hometown when my recovery allows. He is currently with me for the time being and is my rock during this challenging time. It is so important for a combat injured to recover with other combat injured or people who have like experiences. It's not like having a car accident, although the injuries can sometimes be similar. Only 1% of the Air Force is ever combat injured, and for that I'm very grateful. And of that 1%, the vast majority are in special forces. The remaining combat injured are throughout the world's Air Force bases. It's important for the Airmen's Home Base to be aware of how to treat the combat injured soldiers. Although the war is coming to an end, it's vital that we stay prepared. Unfortunately, as history has demonstrated, there will be other wars. So please let us stand ready to support our heroes as they return home. I'd like to thank the Air Force Aid Society and all of you for allowing me the opportunity to speak tonight. Thank you.
Thank you very much.